Hello guys, can you hear me? Hey, hi. So what we need to discuss? Yes, yesterday what we discussed about what are the types of testing, right? Okay. Can anyone tell me what are the types of testing? Anyone? What are the types of testing, guys? Yeah, we discussed it yesterday. One is structural testing. Yes. Another is what? Functional testing. Good. So structural testing is done by the structural testing is always done by dev team. Yes, correct. So functional testing is done by QA team. Yes, correct. So this is one of the most important one, guys. One second. I'm sharing my screen. No problem. Okay. Right. Hmm. Can you please confirm? Are you able to see my screen, right? Yes. Okay. Now, yeah. So yesterday we know what is positive testing and what is negative testing and how we define the quality, and this all we already learned, right? So today, one of the most important thing. What is SDLC? You know what is SDLC? So what is SDLC, guys? The SDLC is one of the most important interview question. So what is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. Okay, what is SDLC? Software development life cycle. This is one of the most important entry question. In campus also, they will ask you what is SDLC. What is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. Let's see what is this. Okay. The SDLC is a process followed for software projects. If we got any project, right, then what we need to follow? We need to follow SDLC. What is called SDLC? Software development life cycle within a software organization. So any organization, they start with what? SDLC process. What is in SDLC? Let's see. It consists of detailed plan describing how to develop a project. See, now we got the project, right? So what we will do? We'll do immediately testing? No, right? We'll not do immediately testing, right? We will do immediately coding? No, right? So we have some process. Process is very, very important. So we need to understand the process here. What process we are following? SDLC. SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. So this is one of the most important one. It consists of what? A detailed plan describing how to develop the project, and how to maintain the project. And in case any replace, in case we want to change anything on the project, means we can do replace. And alter means what? In case you want to change anything, then suppose this is not working, then what we need to do? We need to go for alternate solution. Okay. And enhance specific software. So we need to use what? SDLC. Okay. Why we are using SDLC? See, this is very, very important. The life cycle defines the methodology for improving what? The quality of software. If you want a quality of software, what methodology we need to use? SDLC. One of the most important entry question in campus drive also they will ask you, can you please define what is SDLC? What is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. Understanding, right? Here, what are the phases? Okay, in interview question, what are the phases in SDLC? What are the phases we have? First phase, when the project will comes to the organization, right? So what phase we are involved? We are involved in what? Requirements. We are involved what? Requirements. Requirements part is very, very important. First, we need to go with the requirements. Once you understand the requirements, right, then what part you need to go? You need to go for analysis. What is called analysis? Whether these requirements we can do or not. So how you know that? By doing of analysis. Once the analysis part is done, then what we need to do? We need to go for design part. So the design part is very, very important. What is the design part? The design part is what? You need to take low level designs and high level designs. You know, right? What is the design means? The screen, how the screen and each and everything will be discussion in where? In this design part. See, once the design part is done, then once the design part is done, then we will go with what? Coding. Coding is very, 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 very important. After design, what we are doing? We are doing the coding. Coding means development team will start writing the coding. Once the coding is done, then we are going with what? Testing. See, testing when we are involved in SDLC, in SDLC in testing phase. So you need to answer in interview. They will ask you in what phase you are involved in SDLC. In what phase you are involved in SDLC? You can simply say that we are involved in where? In testing phase. The testing phase is very, very important. After testing, what we need to do? We need to go for implementation. Implementation is very, very important. Once the implementation is done, then what we need to do? We need to go for support and maintenance. So this structure, this is very, very, very important. What is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. So it starts with where? It starts with requirement capturing. Once the requirements is done, then what we need to do? We need to go for analysis part. Once the analysis part is done, then we can go for design part. Once the design part is done, then we will go for a coding. Once the coding part is done, then we can go for testing. Once the testing part is done, then we will go for what? Implementation part. Once the implementation is done, then we will go with what? Support and maintenance. So do you understand, right? So when the project will come, will not start immediately. We are not start immediately testing. It will start with where? It starts with where? Requirements. It starts with where? Requirements. Once the requirements is done, then we will start with what? Analysis. Analysis means what? Whether we can do or not. What are the challenges in to develop the application? So all this risk analysis, risk mitigation, each and everything we will discuss here. Okay, once analysis part is done, then we'll go for design part. Once the design part is done, then we'll go for what? Coding. So coding, who will involve? Developer is involved. Once the coding part is done, then we are going with what? Testing part. Once the testing is done, implementation means what? We are releasing the product in the market. Once we release the product in the market, then after that, what we need to do? We can give the support and maintenance. So is it clear? This is campus interview question. Can you define what is SDLC and what are the SDLC phases and which phase you are involved? You are not involved in the requirements. You are not involved in the analysis. You are not involved in the design. You are not involved in the coding. Which phase you are involved? Testing phase. Simply one line answer. You can simply say that we are involved in which phase? Testing phase. Understanding, right? Simply you can say that we are involved in which phase? Testing phase. but it should be a order. Okay, it should be order. You cannot break this order. See, without requirements, we cannot go for analysis. Without analysis, we cannot go for a design. Without design, we cannot go for a coding, right? Without coding, please remember, without coding, we cannot go for testing. So without testing, we cannot go for implementation. Without implementation, we cannot give the support and maintenance. So this is, try to understand when the project will comes and what we need to follow, like what is the SDLC, what are the SDLC phases, and in which phase you are involved, in which phase you are involved in SDLC, that you need to remember. Okay, got it right? Yeah, good. But this is one of the most important one. In interview, they will ask you in what phase you are involved. You can simply say that I involved in SDLC. We're involved in SDLC. In SDLC, in what phase you are involved, you can simply say that we are involved in testing phase. Okay, you can tell like this also. Not only like that, you can say like planning. It's a good terminology, sir. Planning, defining, designing, building, testing, and deployment. We use in real time these words. Planning, okay, means requirements. Defining, analysis. Designing, we are going with the designing. And building means we will write the code. Okay, development will start write the code. Okay, after code, what we are doing? We are doing what? Testing. Okay, we are doing what? Testing. Once the testing is done, then we will go for what? Deployment. Okay. So this is what you need to tell what is SDLC and what are the SDLC phases means you need to explain all these things. But one question they will ask you, in what phase you are involved in SDLC means you can simply say that we are involved in where? In testing. Okay. Okay, next one, see, I will tell you one, how this is very, very important. Hmm. Yeah, so what we are discussing, we are discussing what SDLC, right? That is one of the most important entry question, guys. Now, next one is what? Uh, hmm. The next one is what? See, in the real time, how it works. Now, if you take dev team, right? What is dev team will do? What is dev will do? One second. Hmm. See, this is what. Why this one, this one? See, this is what dev team, right? You can call it as what? It's a dev team. Dev. What developer job? You know, right? What is developer job? Developer is write the code, right? Developer is always write some code. After writing the code, what do you need to do? You need to do what? Can anyone tell me what you need to do? White box testing. So what white box testing means what? Unit testing or a component testing. Once the development is done, the testing, right? What they need to do? They need to push to the code into the server. Server means environment, ENV. So we can call it as what? ENV, environment. Okay, so this is one server. Okay, there are three different environments. One is what? Dev environment. Another is what? QA environment. Another is what? Production environment. Okay, first initially we have what? Two environments. What are they? Dev environment. Another is what? QA environment. Right? We have two environment. Sorry. Now, what the developer will do? Developer will write some code. So suppose the developer write develop the home page. Okay. Once the home page is done, right? See, this is raw code. We cannot understand, right? This code is converted in the form of what? Build. So builds are very, very important. So developer will convert it into this entire the code into in the form of build. The same build will copy in where? In QA environment. This QA environment build will assign to whom? This QA environment will assign to whom? QA guy. Understanding, right? QA. Now what you need to do? You need to test. You will get URL. URL will never be changed. Okay. HDFC means HDFC on abc.com. Okay. Amazon.com. Whatever it may be. So whenever you got this URL, right? Simply what you need to do, you just click this URL. So what is your expected result? Home. Home is there or not, you need to check. So this is what in real time process, what developer will do. The developer will always go with the requirements. Okay, once you understand the requirements, right? I told you, right? SDLC, the same, what process they need to follow. SDLC, first they will go with what? Requirements. Once they got the requirements, then they will go for analysis. Analysis means what? Whether we can do or not. First they will check. So home page, whether we can build that home page or not. Once the analysis is done, then they will go with the design format. Once the designer will design that screens and all the things. Okay. Once the design team is finalized the designs, then they will start with what? Coding. So coding, when the coding will come, right? Developer will done the coding. This part is done. Once the coding part is done, right? Then what we need to do? This build will assign to whom? To the QA. The QA will do the testing. Once the testing is done, so it is also working from dev and also it is working and QA is also is working. Okay, both sides it is working. Then what we need to do? We need to go for what? Implementation. Implementation is nothing but what? A release. The implementation is nothing but what? We are going for release. Okay, we will release this product. Okay, once the release is done, what will happen? Support and maintenance. So if you go with any project, okay, if you go with any project, they follow what? SDLC. SDLC is one of the most important one. What is called SDLC? Software Development Life Cycle. Requirements. Whenever any task or story is assigned your name, right? You cannot directly go to the testing. First, you need to understand the requirement, and then they will go with analysis part, and then they will go with the design part, and developer will start writing the coding. Once the coding part is done, then it will comes to the testing. Understanding, right? So you are not involved all these phases. You are involved in only where? Testing. The development team is always write the code, always modify the code, always write the enhancements, new things. Okay, when we'll get always builds are very, very important. Whenever the developer is change anything, right, you will get lot of builds. So whenever the builds will come, right, you just click that build and you need to check whether you are getting as per the given requirements or not. Here it is, what is your expected result? The development is build what? Home page. Home page you are getting or not. Here also you need to check whether you are getting home page or not. If home page is not getting, means you can reject this one. You can also reject this one. Understanding, right? So this is one of the most important interview question. Okay, is it clear for everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm. Now, yeah. So this is a very big topic. This we'll see the next class. Okay, but I will tell you one thing. what are the documents we use? I told you, right? We are day one also, we are talking about requirements. So what are the requirements? What are the requirements we have? What requirements we need to follow? BRS. What is called BRS? Business requirement specification document. Okay, that document is very, very important. I will tell you when we'll get the BRS document. And what is SRS document? What is called SRS? SRS is nothing but what? Software requirement specification document. SRS is also very, very important. And also we have another document, FRS. What is called FRS? Functional requirement specification document. Okay, let's see just how project will comes to the organization. Suppose we want to build the project for Durga. Okay, so we want to build the project to the Durga. So what we need to do when we want to do a project to Durga means, what we need to do? First, we need to, one second, yeah. So first one, we got the project, right? This is the project from Durga side. Okay, now we need to build this project. So what we need to do? We need to approach, to whom we need to approach. Can anyone tell me to whom we need to approach? We need to approach to the IT companies, right? So we want a project. So you can write the project. Okay. Okay. Mm. So this is the project, okay? The Durga want a project, okay? So this project we need to build, okay? Now this project we need to build, right? To whom we need to approach? We need to approach the IT companies, right? We need to approach to whom? To the IT companies. Now what we need to do? We need to approach the IT companies. Then IT companies, what they will do? They will give you a proposal document to Durga. Hey, we will do your project. We'll do your project. And they will say that this is what proposal document. What is the proposal document? What we can say proposal document means? We can say simply proposal document means what is the technical solution? What is the cost? Okay, what is the cost? And what is the schedule when we will release the project, and what is the timelines? Each and everything we will discuss in where? In proposal document. This proposal document is given to whom? To the Durga. If Durga is accepted that proposal, yes, we agree with your proposal means, then what they will do? Durga and client, that the Durga client is means like Durga and software company, the both will go with what? SOW. What is called SOW? Signed statement of work order. Means they got the work order. Now they started the project. See how project will comes to the organization. This is one of the most important. Don't worry, we are not involved, but you need to remember how project will comes to the organization. See, the project will comes to the organization and the client will give the proposal, and we are also give some proposal. Okay, means IT companies also will give the proposal. Client will give you what? Request for a proposal. Client will ask, can you please give the proposal? Then IT company, what they will do? IT company will give the proposal document. In proposal document, what will be there? What is the technical cost? What is the technical solutions? And what is the cost? And what is the schedule? And what is the timelines? So each and everything will be defined in where? In proposal. If this proposal is accepted by the client, okay, if client is Durga, if proposal is accepted by the client, then they will go with what? SOW. SOW is nothing but what? SOW is nothing but signed statement of work order. Now client and organization, they will go with agreement. Agreement means yes, we will do your project. After agreement, what they will do? They will conduct one meeting. That is the first meeting. That is called kickoff meeting. Identify the project manager. See, in IT company, they identify the project manager first. Once they identify the project manager, right? What project manager will do? Anybody have any idea? The project manager will prepare one document. That document we can call it as what? A PMP. What is called PMP? Project Management Plan. Each and everything will be written in where? In PMP document. Okay, now we need to talk with the client. So who will talk with the client? Developer will not talk, right? QA will not talk, right? So in between the organization and client, one person will be there. That person we can call it as what? QA. BA, sorry, what we can call it as what? BA. What is called BA? Anyone know what is called BA? BA is nothing but what? Business analyst. Yes, right? Business analyst. The BA will what? Will communicate it with the client. So this is one of the most important one. Okay, BA means business analyst. You can also become a BA. Okay, you can also become a BA, business analyst. You can communicate with the client. What BA will do? BA will prepare what? BRS. What is called BRS? Business Requirement Specification Document. The BA will prepare what? BRS document. Once the BRS document is done, then we will convert it into where? SRS. What is called SRS? Software Requirement Specification Document. Once we got the SRS right, see what developer will do and what testing will do. So this is one of the most important one. You know, right, what developer will do? Developer will go with the designs. Developer will start writing the coding. And after the code, what we need to do? Code review. The senior person will review the code and developer will do what? Structural testing. That is what we discussed, right? Structural testing is nothing but what? Unit level testing. Once it is done, the developer job is done. See, this is what we discuss. That what developer will do? The developer will go with the models like designs, either it is DB design or UI design or UML design. Don't worry, they will provide some designs. Based on the designs, based on the requirements, the development will start. Like coding, they will start the coding. Once the code is done, they will go with what? Code review. Once the code review is done, they will go with what? Unit level testing. Once the unit level testing is done, then they will go with what? Integration testing. Here the developer job is done. What about testing team? What testing team will do? Don't worry, I will explain one more time, but today I'm just giving overview how it's what developer will do, what testing team will do. See, what testing team will do? The test lead will prepare what? Test plan. We have always test plan will be there. So based on the test plan, what we need to do? We need to identify the test scenarios. Scenarios means what? What I need to verify. Suppose I'm asking to test the water bottle. In water bottle, what I need to test? Cap, body, color, shape. Okay, that all are what? Scenarios. Based on the scenarios, what you need to do? You need to write the test cases. Okay. After the test cases, what we need to do? We need to test the integration testing. See, integration testing is done by both the development team as well as QA team. Integration testing is done, then what we need to do? We can go with the system testing. What is called system testing? Anyone know? End-to-end testing. We need to test entire the application. We need to test what? Entire the application. Once system testing is done, then we need to go with what? User acceptance testing, like alpha testing and beta testing. Don't worry, I will tell you. Today I'm just telling what developer will do and what testing team will do. We will explain what is test plan, what is test scenarios, what is test cases, what is integration testing, what is system testing, what is user acceptance testing. Will learn. Don't worry. Now, once the user acceptance testing is done, then we'll go with what? Production and implementation. After implementation, what we need to do? We can go with what? Support and maintenance. So if you go with any project, any organization, they follow what? HDLC. Requirement analysis, designing, coding. After coding, what developer will do here? Code review. After code review, the developer will do what? Unit level testing. Once it is done, then they will go with integration testing. What testing team will do? Here interview question. What testing team will do? Test plan, test scenarios, test cases, and integration testing, and after that system testing, after that user acceptance testing, after that then they will release the product, like implementation. After implementation, we are going with what? Support and maintenance. Okay, so this is one of the most important question, guys. You need to understand what is SDLC. Okay, is it clear? Anybody have any questions? So next class, I will explain one more time what is test plan. We will see all these things. Don't worry. The next class on be Monday, and Monday will be, the link will be changed, guys. This link will not be available. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Is it clear? Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was a bit late to my
One
call.
second.
So
One
can you
second.
explain me this?
1 second. 1 second. Hey, sorry, you are asking something. Go ahead now. You're joining
So,
little bit, yeah, late, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, bit late there, so I didn't got the SDL. Can you explain?
What is SDLC, right? You are asking?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's okay. We'll repeat one. Okay, don't worry. We'll explain Monday also the same thing. Okay. Anyhow, what is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. See, whenever any project will comes to the organization, right? So what we need to do first? Suppose now we got a project. So in now we got a project, right? In this project, what we need to do first? We cannot go directly. Yeah, today's lesson is done. You can leave. Not a problem. Yeah, today class is done. Rahul, you can leave. Not a problem. Yeah. So yeah. So what is SDLC? Suppose when the project will comes to the organization, right? What we need to do? First, what we need to do? We cannot go with directly go for a testing, right? So in SDLC, what we need to follow first, you need to go with what requirements. So requirement phase will be there. Once the requirements is done, then we need to go with what analysis part will be there. What is analysis? Whether we can do this task or not. First, you need to come with the analysis. Okay, once the analysis part is done, then we need to go with the design part. Design is what? Again, low level designs and high level designs will be there. So low level design, anyone can understand. High level design means there is who have experience, they can only understand the high level designs. Once the design part is done, then they will go with what coding. Here, coding will start after the design. After coding, what will be start? The testing will be start. Okay, after testing, what we need to do? We need to go for implementation. Once the implementation is done, means the release is done, then we need to go with what? Support and maintenance. So this is one of the most important one. If any project, we need to follow what? SDLC. SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. This is the life cycle. You cannot break this cycle. See, without requirements, you cannot go for analysis. Without analysis, you cannot go for design. Without design, you cannot go for a coding. Without coding, you cannot go for a testing, right? Without testing, you cannot go for a implementation. Now you got it right. So
Yes,
in
yes,
what
correct.
in what phase you are involved in SDLC?
Testing.
Testing frame. Yes, that is a simple answer. Okay, people will get a lot of confuse here. In what phase you are involved in SDLC? You can simply say that I involved in the testing phase. Okay, once the code is done, then immediately what we need to do? We need to do the testing. Coding is confirmed, testing is confirmed. Then what we need to do? We can go for release. Once the release is done, then we need to go for support and maintenance. Okay, got it right?
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay, okay, good. We'll see more all these things in the coming session. Hey,
you.
no
Okay, sir.
problem. See, who are some network issues and not a problem. See, this is not end, right? So we will see the next session, whatever the queries you have, right? Just you need to ask. See, if you ask, I can understand what in which area you want. So we can discuss more and more. No, don't worry. Okay, we'll see the next class on Monday. Not a problem. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. We'll see on
Thank
the
you, sir.
Monday.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you.